live meeting this morning because we did have our writing benchmark. So instead, you're just going to preview this video just to take a look at a text that we will be using throughout the week. So you will notice this is titled Pushing Up the Sky, and this is a text that actually includes 7 Native American plays that are written for children. You can see that here in the subtitle. And these include 7 myths. And we know that we learned a little bit about myths last week, and we know that myths often explain why something happens in nature. So we're going to take a look at this text. I'm going to scroll down here. Here's the table of contents. We can see where the 7 different plays are beginning, what pages they start on. This week we're going to focus on this first one, Glooskabe and Old Man Winter. So I'm going to scroll down, and right away I want you to take a look at these 2 pages. I'm going to zoom in for you. And I want you thinking, what do you notice about the way that this story is written? Does it look different from other stories that you've read before? Right, we notice that the story is written, we understand now that this is a play, and so these words right here relate to the different characters in the text. Take a look right here where it says Scene 1. So scenes refer to sections of the book or the play, and they are similar to a chapter if you were reading a chapter book. Take a look at this sentence right here. There's like a kind of a messy star next to it, and it says, Glooskabe and Grandmother Woodchuck sit inside with their blankets over their shoulders. What do you notice about this text? Right, it's written in italics. There's also more text written in italics right here. Old Man Winter sits in his wigwam, warming his hands over his fire made of ice. The 4 balls of summer are on one side of the stage. Glooskabe enters the stage carrying his bag and stands to the side of the wigwam door. He taps on the wigwam. These are called stage directions. These tell, if you were performing this, these tell the actors or the characters what they should be doing, like what movements to do in their performance. So again, we're going to read this text together. And as we're reading, we're going to stop at a few different places throughout the text because we've learned that really good readers often stop while they're reading a text and they pause for a moment to ask questions about what they're reading. So I'm going to zoom out so that we can see the entire text. And we're starting right here on pages 12 and 13. So you're just going to follow along, and when we stop, you're going to want to make sure that you have a post-it note maybe or a piece of notebook paper, so something to write on and something to write with. If you don't have those materials right now, go ahead and pause this video and then come back when you are ready to get started. This play, you actually have a copy of this. It is in your Making Meaning workbook, and it starts on page 25. That's where they introduce the play, Glooskabe and Old Man Winter. So in your workbook on page 25, and you can follow along. So we have the characters here. These are speaking roles, so people who are talking. We have our narrator. We have Glooskabe, Grandmother Woodchuck, a human being, Old Man Winter, and 4 more Summerland people, including the leader. We also have 4 crows. I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. So we've got props and scenery. And then here it's also describing more of our props and our scenery. There's a description of the costumes, so what the characters are wearing. I'll let you guys read through that on your own. And then we start right here at scene 1. So let's follow along. Scene 1, Glooskabe and Grandmother Woodchuck's wigwam. Glooskabe and Grandmother Woodchuck sit inside with their blankets over their shoulders. Long ago, Glooskabe lived with his grandmother, Woodchuck, who was very old and very wise. Glooskabe's job was to help the people. It is very cold this winter, Grandmother. Ni-ya-yo, grandson, you are right. The snow is very deep, Grandmother. Ni-ya-yo, grandson. It has been winter for a very long time, Grandmother. Ni-ya-yo, grandson. But look, here comes one of those human beings who are our friends. Kwai-kwai Needlebach. Hello, my friends. Kwai-kwai Needlebach. Glooskabe, I have been sent by the other human beings to ask you for help. This winter has been too long. If it does not end soon, we will all die. I will do what I can. I will go to the wigwam of Old Man Winter. He has stayed here too long. I will ask him to go back to his home in the winter land to the north. Be careful, Glooskabe. Don't worry, Grandmother. Winter cannot beat me. Let's pause right there for a moment. So, hopefully you have something to write with and something to write on. I want you to think right now in your head, what's happening so far in this play? Just think for a moment. And now I want you to write down a question that you might have. What question comes to mind? You can pause this video if you need more time. We're going to continue on reading Scene 2. The Wigwam of Old Man Winter. Old Man Winter sits in his wigwam, warming his hands over his fire made of ice. The 4 balls of summer are on one side of the stage. Glooskabe enters the stage carrying his bag and stands to the side of the wigwam door. He taps on the wigwam. Who is there? It is Glooskabe. Ah, come inside and sit by my fire. The people are suffering. You must go back to your home in the Winterland. Oh, I must, eh? But tell me, do you like my fire? I do not like your fire. Your fire is not warm. It is cold. Yes, my fire is made of ice, and so are you. Old Man Winter throws his white sheet over Glooskabe. Glooskabe falls down. Old Man Winter stands up. No one can defeat me. Old Man Winter pulls Glooskabe out of the lodge. Then he goes back inside and closes the door flap. The sun comes out and shines on Glooskabe. Glooskabe sits up and looks at the sun. Ah, that was a good nap. But I am not going into Old Man Winter's lodge again until I talk to my grandmother. Glooskabe begins walking across the stage toward the 4 balls. Grandmother Woodchuck enters. Is it still winter, Glooskabe? Did Old Man Winter refuse to speak to you? We spoke, but he did not listen. I will speak to him again, and I will make him listen. But tell me, Grandmother, where does the warm weather come from? It is kept in the summer land. I will go there and bring summer back here. Grandson, the Summerland people are strange people. Each of them has 1 eye. They are also greedy. Why will it be dangerous? The Summerland people keep the summer in a big pot. They dance around it. 4 giant crows guard the pot full of summer. Whenever a stranger tries to steal summer, those crows fly down and pull off his head. Grandmother, I will go to the summer land. I will cover up 1 eye and look like the people there. And I will take these 4 balls of sinew with me. Glooskabe picks up the 4 balls, places them in his bag, and puts the bag over his shoulder. Let's pause for a moment. I want you thinking, what's happened now? in scene 2 of this text. What's happening now so far? Okay, I want you to take a moment and I want you to jot down a question that you might have. What question comes to mind as we finish up reading scene 2? If you need to pause the video, you can. Let's continue. We're at scene 3. So now they are at the Summerland Village, and I can see here based on the stage directions, the Summerland people are dancing around the pot full of summer. I can see that here in the illustration. They are singing a snake dance song, following their leader. I'm guessing that might be their leader. I don't know. Maybe not, because it looks like there's an eye patch. Maybe that's Gluskabe, who shakes a rattle in one hand. 4 crows stand guard around the pot as the people dance. Here we go. We guy wane, 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 we guy wane. Gluskabe enters, wearing an eye patch and carrying his bag with the balls in it. Kwai kwai nigoba. Hello, my friends. Everyone stops dancing. They gather around Gluskabe. Who are you? I am not a stranger. I am one of you. See, I have one eye. I do not remember you. I have been gone a long time. He does have only one eye. Let's welcome him back. Come join in our snake dance. The singing and dancing begin again. We guy wane. Gluskabe is at the end of the line as the dancers circle the pot full of summer. When Gluskabe is close enough, he reaches in, grabs one of the summer sticks, and breaks away, running back and forth. He has taken one of our summer sticks. Someone, stop him. Crows, catch him. The crows swoop after Gluskabe. He reaches into his pouch and pulls out one of the balls. As each crow comes up to him, he ducks his head down and holds up the ball. The crow grabs the ball. Gluskabe keeps running and pulls out another ball, repeating his actions until each of the crows has grabbed a ball. Gah, gah, I have his head. Gah, gah, no, I have his head. Gah, gah, look, I have his head. Gah, gah, no, look, I have it too. How many heads did that stranger have? He has tricked us. He got away. Let's pause. So we've just finished scene 3, and we know now that Gluskabe has gone to visit the Summerland people. He clearly tricked them. I want you to write down a question that comes to mind as we finish reading scene 3. If you need to pause the video, you can. Now we're going to finish and we're going to read scene 4. So scene 4 is taking place in the wigwam of Old Man Winter. Gluskabe walks up to Old Man Winter's wigwam. He holds the summer stick in his hand and taps on the door. Who is there? It is Gluskabe. Ah, come inside and sit by my fire. Gluskabe enters, sits down, and places the summer stick in front of Old Man Winter. You must go back to your home in the winter land. Oh, I must, eh? But tell me, do you like my fire? Your fire is no longer cold. It is getting warmer. Your wigwam is melting away, and you are getting weaker. No one can defeat me. Old man, you are defeated. Warm weather has returned. Go back to your home in the north. The blanket walls of Old Man Winter's wigwam collapse. Old Man Winter stands up and walks away as swiftly as he can, crouching down as if getting smaller. People carrying the cutouts of the sun, flowers, and plants come out and surround Gluskabe as he sits there smiling. So, Gluskabe defeated Old Man Winter. Because he brought only one small piece of summer, winter still returns each year. But thanks to Gluskabe,